Hello, everyone. Welcome to the English Chatcast. I'm Ben, and I'm here with my co-host, Anna.
Hi there, I'm Anna, and we're so excited you're here.
Before we dive in, if you're enjoying our Chatcast, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us reach more English learners like you.
Exactly. When you subscribe, you'll get notified every time we release a new episode, so you won't miss any of our English conversation lessons.
Perfect. So today we're talking about daily life in English. Anna and I are going to have some natural conversations about everyday topics, and we'll pause to explain useful phrases and vocabulary along the way.
Right. The goal is to help you understand how native speakers actually talk in real situations. We're not going to use fancy textbook language.
Exactly.
We're going to use the casual, everyday English that you'll hear in coffee shops, at work, with friends, that kind of thing.
So let's start with morning routines. Anna, what's your typical morning like?
Oh man, I'm definitely not a morning person. I usually hit the snooze button like 3 times before I actually get up.
Ha! 3 times?
Sometimes 4. Then I drag myself to the kitchen and make coffee. That's like step 1 of survival for me.
Okay, let's pause here for our English learners. Anna used some great casual expressions. I'm not a morning person means you don't like waking up early or you're not energetic in the morning.
Right, and hit the snooze button means to press the button on your alarm clock to make it stop ringing for a few more minutes.
And drag myself is a funny way to say you move slowly because you're tired. It's like you have to force yourself to do something.
Exactly. What about you, Ben? Are you more of an early bird?
Yeah, I'm pretty much the opposite. I'm usually up by 6:30, no alarm needed. I guess growing up in Colorado, I got used to getting up early to hit the slopes during ski season.
No way! 6:30?
I know, but I love that quiet time in the morning. I usually grab a quick breakfast, maybe some oatmeal or toast, check the weather, and then I'm good to go.
That's so different from me. Let's point out some more useful phrases here. Ben said he's an early bird. That's someone who likes to wake up early and is active in the morning.
Right, and hit the slopes is a skiing expression that means to go skiing. You can also say hit the beach for going to the beach, or hit the gym for going to the gym.
That's such a useful pattern. And grab a quick breakfast means to eat something fast, not a big formal meal.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about food. Anna, I know you're bilingual. Do you eat different types of food at home versus when you're out?
Oh, totally. At home with my mom, we eat a lot of Mexican food. She makes incredible tacos, pozole, tamales, all from scratch. But when I'm out with friends, we usually end up at like a burger place or getting sushi.
That sounds amazing.
It really is. My mom only speaks Spanish, so at home we're always switching between languages. Like I might say, "Mom, what's for dinner?" And she'll respond, "Vamos a hacer enchiladas tonight."
That's so cool. I love how naturally bilingual speakers code switch like that. Speaking of food, I got really into Filipino cuisine from all my trips to the Philippines.
Oh, really? What's your favorite dish?
Man, it's hard to choose, but I'm obsessed with adobo and sinigang. The first time I tried sinigang in Manila, I was blown away by how sour and savory it was at the same time.
Nice. Let's break down some food vocabulary here. When we talk about cooking from scratch, that means making everything yourself, not using pre-made ingredients.
Right, and end up is super common. We usually end up at a burger place means that's where you go, often without really planning it.
And Ben said he was blown away by the taste, which means he was really impressed or surprised in a good way.
Also, obsessed with is a casual way to say you really, really like something. It's stronger than just, I like.
Now, let's talk about getting around, transportation. Ben, how do you usually get to work or around town?
Well, living in Colorado, you pretty much need a car for everything. I drive to work, drive to the grocery store, drive to meet friends. Public transportation isn't really great where I live.
Yeah, totally different from me. I'm in California, but I live pretty close to downtown, so I can walk to a lot of places. When I need to go farther, I usually take the bus or sometimes rideshare.
Oh, that's convenient.
It is. Though sometimes the bus can be unreliable. Like last week, I was waiting for the bus to get to a job interview, and it was running 20 minutes late. I was stressed out.
Oh no, did you make it on time?
Barely. I ended up calling an Uber at the last minute. Thankfully, the interviewer was understanding.
Rideshare refers to services like Uber or Lyft, where you use an app to get a ride.
And when we say the bus is running late, we mean it's behind schedule, not arriving on time.
Right. And at the last minute means you do something when you have very little time left. It's often used when you're in a rush or emergency situation.
Exactly. So what do you like to do on weekends, Ben? Any fun plans coming up?
This weekend, I'm planning to go hiking with some friends. There's this trail I've been wanting to try for months, and the weather's supposed to be perfect.
That sounds great.
Yeah. After that, we might grab dinner somewhere. Nothing fancy, just casual. Maybe pizza or something. What about you?
I'm keeping it pretty low-key this weekend. I might catch up with some friends, maybe do some grocery shopping. Oh, and I really need to do laundry. It's been piling up all week.
Ha, I hate when that happens.
Right? It's one of those things you keep putting off until you have no clean clothes left.
Let's look at some weekend vocabulary. Keeping it low-key means having a relaxed, not too busy or exciting weekend.
And catch up with friends means to spend time with friends you haven't seen in a while, usually talking about what's been happening in your lives.
Piling up is a great phrasal verb. It means something is accumulating or getting bigger over time. You can say bills are piling up, work is piling up, or like Anna said, laundry is piling up.
And putting off means to postpone or delay something you need to do. We all do this with chores we don't want to do.
Before we wrap up, let's talk about one more daily life situation, shopping. Anna, do you prefer shopping online or going to actual stores?
It depends. For clothes, I definitely prefer going to stores because I need to try things on. But for everyday stuff, like toiletries or household items, online is so much easier.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Plus, I'm terrible at returning things if they don't fit when I order online. I just end up with a bunch of stuff I never wear.
I'm the opposite. I do almost everything online now. I guess I'm just lazy about going to stores. But you're right about clothes. I learned that lesson the hard way when I ordered a jacket online and it was way too small.
Oh, no.
Yeah, returning it was such a hassle. Now I stick to buying things like books, electronics, or home stuff online. But I go to stores for clothes.
Great shopping vocabulary here. Try things on means to put on clothes in a store to see if they fit and look good.
And learned that lesson the hard way means you found out something was a bad idea by experiencing the negative consequences yourself.
Such a hassle means something is really annoying or inconvenient to deal with.
And stick to means to continue doing something the same way because it works for you.
Now, let's talk about work life a bit. Anna, how do you usually describe your job when people ask, "What do you do?"
Oh, that's such a good question. I usually say I work in marketing for a tech company. People always want more details, so then I might add, I basically help create content and manage social media campaigns for our products.
That's a great way to explain it.
I usually say, I'm a freelance content writer. And then people often ask, oh, what kind of writing do you do? So I'll say, mostly articles and blog posts for different websites. Some travel writing, some tech stuff.
Notice how we both started with a simple, general answer and then got more specific. I work in marketing, or I'm a freelance writer, gives the basic idea without overwhelming people with details.
Right, and saying I basically is a really natural way to simplify a complex job. It's casual and shows you're giving them the main idea, not every little detail.
What about when you have a tough day at work? Ben, how do you usually vent about it or talk about it with friends?
Oh man, I might call a friend and say something like, ugh, I had the worst day today. This client kept changing their mind about everything, and I ended up rewriting the same article like 5 times. You know, just getting it off my chest.
Totally. I do the same thing. I'll text my sister something like, work was insane today. My boss gave me 3 urgent projects with the same deadline. I'm so over it right now.
These are great examples of how we actually complain about work. Getting it off my chest means expressing frustration to feel better. And starting with, ugh, shows you're annoyed before you even explain what happened.
And I'm so over it is such a common way to say you're fed up with something or tired of dealing with it. It's stronger than just saying, I don't like it.
Let's switch topics. What about technology and social media? Anna, are you someone who's always on their phone, or do you try to limit screen time?
Honestly, I'm probably on my phone way too much. I'll mindlessly scroll through Instagram or TikTok for like an hour without even realizing it. I keep saying I need to set better boundaries, but it's so addictive.
I used to be like that too, but I realized it was affecting my productivity. Now I try to keep my phone in another room when I'm working. I still check social media, but maybe just a couple times a day instead of constantly.
Mindlessly scroll is perfect. It means looking through social media without really thinking about it or paying attention. We just keep swiping or scrolling out of habit.
And set better boundaries means creating rules or limits for yourself. It's a really popular phrase when talking about work-life balance or healthy habits with technology.
What about staying healthy and exercising? Then do you have any regular workout routine, or are you more of a I'll exercise when I feel like it person?
I try to be consistent, but honestly, it's a struggle sometimes. I aim for the gym 3 times a week, but when work gets crazy, that's usually the first thing I skip. What about you?
I'm definitely not a gym person. I prefer doing things that don't feel like exercise. Like, I'll go for walks while listening to podcasts, or I'll put on music and dance around my apartment. It's more fun that way.
Great vocabulary here. That's usually the first thing I skip is such a relatable way to talk about priorities when you're busy. We all have that one activity that gets dropped when life gets hectic.
And I'm not a gym person is a super common way to say you don't enjoy traditional exercise. Anna found alternatives that work for her. Dance around my apartment sounds so much more fun than do cardio exercise.
Let's talk about entertainment for a minute. Anna, what do you do when you want to unwind after a long day? Are you more of a TV person, a book person, or something else?
It depends on my mood. If I'm really exhausted, I'll just throw on some mindless reality TV. You know, something I don't have to think too hard about. But if I have more energy, I love getting lost in a good book or podcast.
I'm totally the same way. After a stressful day, sometimes you just need to zone out with something easy to watch. But I'm also really into documentaries lately. I went down a rabbit hole last week watching this series about ocean exploration.
Throw on is such a casual way to say watch or put on TV. And mindless reality TV, that's perfect for describing shows you watch to relax, not because they're intellectually challenging.
Getting lost in a good book is a beautiful expression.
It means being so absorbed in reading that you forget about time and everything else. And went down a rabbit hole means getting obsessively interested in a topic and spending way more time on it than you planned.
One last thing before we finish. Let's talk about how to handle awkward social situations in English. Ben, what do you do when you forget someone's name right after they introduce themselves?
Oh man, that happens to me all the time. I usually just admit it honestly. I'll say something like, "I'm so sorry, I'm terrible with names. Could you remind me of yours again?" Most people are totally understanding about it.
That's so much better than pretending you remember. I do the same thing. Or sometimes I'll say, I met so many people tonight, help me out with your name again. It makes it seem like it's not just them you forgot.
These are great strategies. "I'm terrible with names" is a really common and honest way to admit this weakness, and "help me out with" is a nice, polite way to ask for assistance without sounding too formal.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for listening to the English Chatcast. We hope these natural conversations helped you learn some useful everyday English.
Remember, the key to learning conversational English is to listen to how people actually talk in real situations, not just formal textbook language.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like and subscribe. Feel free to leave comments about the Chatcast, including topics that you'd like us to have conversations about in future episodes.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep listening, and remember, learning English with us is
A piece of cake. Thanks for listening, everyone. See you next time on the English Chatcast.